Hi there. So there's been a request to learn a little bit more about Calendly as well as its usability within the classroom. So today, I have never used Calendly before, but today I wanted to show you how you set up an account as well as how you begin the process of setting up office hours using the Calendly app. I think that there are a lot of different ways that you can access the Calendly website, but I'm going to show you how I did it today. And the way that I did that is by going to go.unc.edu/geogcal. So the first thing you're going to do is click on Get It Now in the upper left-hand corner, and then you're going to type in your UNC AD email address. After you do that, you're going to be typing in some information and going through these click screens, selecting the options that you'd like to select. On this particular screen, for example, you're going to be determining which days you're going to be available to take appointments. Now, you can set this up however you like, and as I show, you can actually change that later on. Go on ahead and select the field that you work in, which for us is going to be education. Then you're going to press Finish. From there, you sort of enter onto this home screen where you have this sort of helpful guide on the right. So what I did is I went on ahead and just clicked on Create the First Event. So I went on ahead, typed in Office Hours as the event name. And then I typed in the location. I decided to select Zoom, which popped up that little error message below, and we'll come back to that error message in a second. I typed in some text describing what that event was going to be. And then you can look below and even change the URL for how students will access that page. So I went on ahead and tried to address that error message, and that is just linking Zoom and Calendly together. So you're going ahead and click Connect. You go to sign in with your SSO, and you type in your all of the necessary information for that. Press Authorize. And then at this point, you learn how to use Zoom as the location. And so you can go ahead and press OK. So now it sort of took me back to that home page, and I get to go through the process of setting up an event once again. I clicked on one-on-one, going ahead and type in. Type in office hours. I select the location, and this time when I press Zoom, there's no errors that pop up. And then I put in some filler text. Scroll down to the bottom and press Next. Then at this point, I select the dates that I want the office hours to take place on. And I change my availability to be that from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I only applied it for one day, although you could obviously do it for other days. And so here is the pop-up screen that occurs when you do that. You can change the invitee questions. So whenever they decide that they want to attend office hours, you can ask them to fill out extra information. I also decided to go ahead and enable email reminders, as you see here in a second. As a reminder for both the students and for me. I don't know if that's necessarily required, but I figured I'd just start off with that and see what it was like. You can also change the confirmation page. You can even extort your students if you want to collect some payment from them. So what happens when one of your students decides to go ahead and schedule a meeting? Well, they go on down and you can click on View Live Page, and that's a web page that you can share with your students. I'll show what that looks like in just a minute. So you can see the student clicks on the desired day that they want to see you, then they click on the time, press confirm, type in their name, email address, as well as anything else that might be helpful for that particular meeting. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my name, my personal email address, as well as some filler data. And then this is the confirmation page, which you saw earlier we could have changed. So what does this look like in the email? Well, this is the email that you will receive as part of the confirmation that someone has signed up for one of your office hours. You can see it's pretty straightforward. You can see at the bottom there's some ideas about questions, the invitee's email, all the pertinent information. And then your invitee will also receive an email, which you will see right here. Pretty straightforward here as well. If they need to cancel, they can press cancel or reschedule. You can see that the event appeared automatically in my calendar. So I'm not sure if you remember this, but at the beginning I accidentally made it so that every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I would be available. And so I'm going through and fixing that now. So what you do is you just click on those dates or the time, and then you click the times, and then you say I'm unavailable, and then you apply to all, in that case, or in this case rather, all Thursdays. And that goes on ahead and removes that repeating availability. You can see as I fast forward through time that I fixed that for most of them, but I can tell that for Tuesdays I also need to go through and just take that out. And boom, now the only available date is Tuesday, July 7th from 3 to 5, and my students can select. So you can see we have all these extra meetings that are on the home page. I'm just going to go ahead and go through and delete those. They're extraneous, and that way students don't accidentally pick a 60-minute meeting when I don't want them to. The other thing I want to point you to is that you actually have your own URL that you can share with your students. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. And then this is the web page that pops up. Your students can select your office hours and then select the day that they want to attend. So I hope that this has been helpful for you as you begin to use Calendly in your courses. Like I say, I'm purely a novice. That was the first time that I was using that website software, but it seems pretty straightforward, and I hope that other instructors find the experience to be equally smooth. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or some of the other instructors who have been using Calendly, which I understand is quite a few in our department, and thank you for watching this video.